Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? How are you? Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you all for coming in. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Jennifer Yarbrough. I am your nonprofit expert with over 35 years of experience. I am a grant writer. I am a professional fundraiser, and I have worked with thousands of organizations nationally and internationally, helping nonprofit leaders really put together the right strategies, the right systems, the right tools, and grow their capacity so that they understand how to successfully run this nonprofit business for sustainability. Many of you may know me as the Grant Guru, as I have written for hundreds of millions of dollars in grants. And I'm also a nonprofit coach and mentor. One of the things that I want to talk to you guys about today is really understanding your donor and your donor's behavior. I speak to clients every day who are saying, Jen, I need to raise more money. Is that you? I need to bring in more revenue or more donation so that our programs and operations can operate, function with all of our expenses paid without it having to come out of your pocket, right? And when we're talking about now starting a business, which is the community-based organization. It's categorized as a nonprofit because our profit goes back into the community by helping and serving. However, we are a business that has to raise money, has to generate revenue, as with any business, right? So that we can grow our program capacity and be able to leverage our impact in even greater way. Today, we're going to talk about donor behavior and understanding why people give. Now, I know that we all want people to give to our organizations and we want them to love the work that we do, but we first have to connect with them, right? There has to be a connection, what I call the three C's. The three C's. The first C is connection, the second C is concern, right? They are concerned about where they give their monies to, right? And then we talk about capacity. That's the third C. Write that in the chat. Connection, concern, and then capacity. Who is a donor? A donor is a person that believes in the work that we do, who are connected and concerned about the work that we do, and then they give of their capacity, either their money, their time, or both, their resources, and their relationship. So, what is it that compels or moves a person to want to become a donor to a nonprofit or to your charity or to your organization, right? So when we're writing these letters and spamming the world, we want to make sure that we are understanding the behavior of the donor, of the contributor. We want to know what motivates them to move to the place where they want to share of their resource to help us continue to do the work that we do, to join us in doing the work that we do, and to support it on an ongoing basis. I want somebody to get that, right? We've got to be able to build donor loyalty, and those are the people that become our regular donors, our monthly donors, all right? These are the people who not only give to our organization, but they also become great evangelists for our organizations as well, all right? So the first thing that you want to know and understand is that understanding their behavior first builds on trust. Okay. No one gives or wants to build a relationship with anybody that they don't trust, right? We don't do that in our regular lives. But now we're talking to people who are literally strangers, right? People who are prospects, and we want them to trust us with their money, right? What would cause that to be the case? They trust your organization and they believe that their donation will make a difference. That's the first thing that we've got to understand about behavior, is that people give to who they know, like, and trust. People give of their resource. They go to work every day, right? They go to work every day, and they have choices and decisions about who they give their extra contributions to, right? And so trusting and building trust with your organization is the number one thing right? They've got to believe that their donation will make a difference. How can you do this now, right? So when you're making those introductions, when you're sending out those emails and you are wanting to have those face-to-face conversations, you want them to know about the mission of your organization. You want them to know about the plans that you have to grow and expand your program because the need is so great, right? They want to know about the impact and how their donation is going to make a difference. This is more than activity. You guys hear me say this all the time. For those of you who've been following me, activity is not impact. Activity is not impact. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. Activity is not impact, right? So what is impact? Impact is the difference. So you're letting them know how their donation and contributions will make a difference, right? So you're talking to them about the needs of your community and that the organization is meeting. You're talking about what it's going to take in order for your organization to be able to meet and to serve all of the needs in the community. Listen, you are dealing and working within a community of individuals within your community that they don't know about, right? They're not coming from the areas that you're serving. They're not within the program that you are delivering, right? So these are business people, these are influencers, these are decision makers, these are people who have relationships of leverage in your community. So you've got to bring awareness and attention and present yourself as an organization that's clear thinking, on mission, and that you have a vision to improve the community. We've got to build the trust, okay? We've got to build to trust. How many of you walk up to a stranger and say, hey, I want you to give me some money? Usually those people are at the top of the freeway ramp. They got a cup, right? And they're begging for coins. And quite honestly, many of you are treating fundraising as if you are transacting coins instead of dollars, okay? Organizations, businesses such as ours, we have an impactful and important mission. We want to create a strategy, a system, and an understanding of how to build that trust so that you have the corporate support, you've got the individual support, you've got the foundation support, right? But it comes first on their understanding of how their donation is going to make a difference. Quite honestly, that's the grant application. That's the grant application right there. The organization or the foundation is saying, let me tell me about your organization and tell me how our contribution is going to make a difference. That's the grant application. And the wonderful thing is that same case, that same presentation can be utilized in every area of fundraising. All right, the difference. Your donations, the donations of the donor, right? 98% of your donors give because of impact. That's the difference. 98% of your donors give because of impact. That's the difference, okay? They give because they believe their organization is really making a difference. So that's number one, understanding donor behavior, not activity, the difference, not activity, but impact, all right? Talking about the difference. Number two, they care deeply about the cause and your mission. That's the second C that I spoke to you about. First is the connection. Two is the concern. They care deeply. What would cause them to care deeply? One, they know about the cause that you are uplifting and the mission, and they believe into the mission. Why? They may have a personal experience. They may have worked within that area. They may know someone who has gone through some of the plights and the situations and circumstances that you address through your community. Through your organization, all right? So then you want to talk about your cause, not your activity. You want to talk about your mission, not your activity. Am I being clear? All right. So your donors now build that know, like, and trust based upon what they know about your cause, what they understand about the difference that your organization is meeting, and they care deeply. So what does that mean? That means you've got to have some conversations before you make the ask, right? You're able to make a stronger ask when you are clear about what they care about. At a rate of almost 80%, Having that conversation directly about what the donor cares about gets you to that yes much quickly than guessing. Right now, we're just trying to throw things against the wall and trying to figure out what sticks. We're not really sure what to say or even how to start or initiate the conversation. It really starts with they care deeply. What does that mean? I've got to have a conversation with them. I've got to know what is it that they know about our mission. What do they know about the audiences that we're trying to serve, and what's at stake if this community, if the audience that you're serving is not met? What's at stake in the broader realm of the community, right? We are a community based organization. That means that the services that we provide to the individuals in our program impact the larger community, right? That's where our donors, our funders, our sponsors, our affiliates, right? Those who support our work, they see the difference. They care about the difference and they want to help. Okay. But we've got to first know what they care about. That starts with the conversation. All right. Number 3, they want to feel good. Now that's easy, right? Your donors give because they want to feel good. I'm always saying, where are and how are the ways that you can engage your community in the work that you do so that they can feel good, right? So if you've got a program that you can invite them to be a part of, invite them to serve alongside you, invite them to be a part of some of the programs or possibly engagement community or activities that are available, they then can feel good about contributing. They then can take that experience home with them and share with others under their in their relationships about what they did. Oh my gosh, I went with this amazing organization and we were able to pass out thousands of meals over this past weekend. I felt so good giving back. Can you guys imagine that your donors feel good about giving and supporting organizations, which is why they continue to give, right? Those are the monthly donors. Those are the regular donors. Those are the investor donors, right? Because it feels good. They feel good about giving back. They feel good about wanting to make a difference in the lives of others. You all did it, right? That's why you started your nonprofit organizations, because it feels good to give. It feels good to know that you make a difference. Your donors are very much the same way. And so they give to your organization. Why? Because it feels good. You're doing what they cannot do. They're at work, they're busy, they're doing different things, but they can give through, support through, volunteer through, and give, right? Because it feels good. We as community-based organizations, listen, we are good. We make people feel good, not just the people who are in our program, but also our donors and contributors, all right? So understanding the behavior of your donors. You want to know that not everyone is driven by the same behavior cause. However, these are why people give. Number 1, they trust your organization. That's very important. Okay. They believe that their donation makes a difference. Now, that may come after the feel good. I feel good about giving to others. I feel good about donating of my time, right? Becoming a volunteer and then a contributor to the organization. They care about the cause, all right? They may need to know more about it to understand it. They may need to be involved in it to really see the depth of it, and you're giving them that opportunity, right? So 1, 2, and 3 are the top 3 right there, right? That's going to take over the most of your organizations and why people give, right? And as you grow your donor file, as you grow your donor relationships, it really comes now down to more listening than talking, right? Listening about why would a person, or what does a person know about your organization? And what would they like to know in order to trust more about you, all right? Number 4, they are influenced by their peers to give. Now, this is where you have an opportunity for your board members, for your volunteers, for others that are connected to your organization to share with others why it's so important, right? Where they can go on their social media and say, listen, I am a major contributor to this organization, and it is an organization that is built on trust and leadership and integrity and honesty and impact. I am proud to be a board member. I am proud to be a volunteer. And I'm looking for others of my peers and acquaintances, family members, or associates to join me in being a part of or supporting this amazing organization, right? So the people that don't know you, but know, like, and trust the people that they do know, they now are maybe saying, listen, I want to know more about this organization that you support, that you're speaking so highly of. Why? Because people want to give to organizations that are trustworthy. People want to give to organizations that they know are doing great work. And what greater advocate than someone that already gives? What better witness or even testimonial than someone that's on your board, someone who is a volunteer, someone who is engaged with the work and knows you as a credible leader, that knows you to be a person who is trustworthy, not only passionate, but also business minded, that you are high in integrity and understand how to leverage the resources in an integral way that comes into your organization. This word of mouth, this peer-to-peer growing of relationships is key, right? Because now they feel like, well, I don't have to question it. If you give, then it must be somebody that, or an organization that you trust. And I'm willing to meet the executive director. I'm willing to have a conversation with the board member just at your referral, right? So understanding that people give based upon their influence of their peers. This is where you have an opportunity to get your board involved, get your volunteers involved, get your program staff involved, get the people who've been in your program involved, right? Sharing their testimony, sharing impactful photos, and really understanding what it is that's going to make a difference, right? To build that know, like, and trust, okay? That's number 4. Now, this is the last one. This is the last one, but this is not generally why people give, right? But this is the last one. They give because they have it to give. And they have a decision to make, right? I know that many of us think, well, they're giving because they get a tax break, or they're giving because at the end of the year they can write it off. Quite frankly, that's very low on why people give. In fact, most people who contribute to organizations don't really itemize their taxes to that degree, right? Some do, but not most people. Most people don't go into that depth about, giving to the place where they can not give to the IRS, right? So there's a percentage of people that do, but it's not very large. But why do they give? They give because they like sharing. They give because they're concerned about others. They give because they are influenced and passionate about their community. They are committed to their community thriving, right? This is their home. This is where they've raised their family. This is where they've lived for generations, and they take pride in their community. And so giving to help improve the community is important to them, right? So listen, understanding donor behavior is key. Now, this is what I want you to do as an exercise. I want you to go through the list of people that you have as current donors, for those of you who have current donors. I want you to go through that list and think, what is it that compels or has compelled this person to give to this organization? What made them buy the ticket to our event? What made them donate items or clothes or whatever item that they donated? What would make them, right, want to come back and be connected even further with our organization? Why is this important? Because we've got to build donor loyalty. A contribution is just a donation. But those that will continue to give to our organizations, we build relationships with, right? Building relationships between the nonprofit and the donor takes time and it takes effort to build. But when we understand what motivates them to give, once we understand the importance that triggers that response of a contribution, we got to know that giving is not a logical decision, it's an emotional decision. Giving and making a donation and contribution, it's not a logical decision, it's an emotional decision, right? And so you want to build relationships with your donors and your contributors. You want to build that loyalty. How do you do that? Right? One of the most important things that you got to do to build that donor loyalty is to communicate. You've got to communicate. And a part of communication is listening, listening to what drives and motivates your donors. What is it that caused them to buy that ticket? What was it that caused them to come out and donate and to contribute, right? That if you can begin to understand why they gave in the first place, now we can craft our asks. We can be more intentional about our connection efforts, right? And why are we wanting to connect with them? Because we want a relationship with them. This is not about money. This is about relationship. Money, they'll give the money. They'll give the money. They'll give up their time, right? They'll give up their resources. They'll give up their relationships and make those connections for you in that peer-to-peer circumstance and situation. But what drives them to do that? First, it's trust. You build the evidence to trust your organization, and you won't have to ask for money. Your donors, your prospective donors will find you. They will call you. They will visit your website and they'll look for you, right? They'll give anonymously. Why? Because they believe in the work that you do. Start with impact. 98% of your donors give because of impact. And if you can show impact, you can more quickly build trust because they can see that your efforts are about change and not activity. Donors don't fund activity, they fund impact. And if you're able to show that you are in fact doing the work that you say that you're doing, that you're able to stay on mission and connect with them on that mission area, that's the quickest way to build trust, right? Listening, communicating, being consistent, sharing examples, showing photos, and even inviting them to be a part of the work is the quickest way to get to know your donors and then to communicate with the donors in the language that's important to them. What's your love language, right? Everyone has one. Everyone has a love language, right? And so if we could look at our donors and the relationship that we want to have with our donors from a perspective of, do I care about their love language? If I can know what their love language is, if it's affection or attention or affirmation or gifts, right? Or time, acts of service, they're people. They just happen to donate to contribute to organizations, but it's relationships that we want, okay? So for those that are driven by acts of service, right? Now we're able to send them things, testimonials, we're able to show the acts of service that the organization is doing. If it's an area of gifts, right? We don't have to buy things to give them a gift. We can give them the gift of a testimonial. We could say, I just wanted to share this sweet gift with you. I wanted you to know that because of you, we were able to make a difference in this person's life. Thank you. Thank you for your gift of being with us and joining us and partnering with our organization, right? There's all kinds of ways that you can demonstrate and show that you want to be in relationship. That builds donor loyalty. Donor loyalty turns into repeat contributions, where those repeat contributions turns into ongoing and regular contributions. And those are the contributions that are going to help your organization be sustainable, right? Be sustainable. And to have the revenue coming in on a regular basis. Where does the revenue come from? The revenue comes from the relationships that we're able to build in our community with donors, with funders, with foundations, with businesses and corporations, right? They know you, they like you, they trust you. Why not? Because you're amazing and your mission matters. So this is what I want you all to do. I want you to think about it. It's not about the money. Money is not the problem. Usually it's for, I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan or a strategy to get to know my donors. I know that we need the money. I know that we are desperate in many cases, right? But understanding how, one, to have that fundraising plan, two, articulating impact. Why is that important? because that builds trust. And 98% of your donors give because of impact. 98% of your donors give because of impact. So being able to articulate impact. What is impact, Jen? Impact is the change, not the activity, the change that your organization brings about. And then number three, you are the leader, you are the lid, right? And so you as the leader, understanding how to do one and two, build, um, uh, create that fundraising plan, two, articulating impact and helping others to do it. And then you as the face, you as the visionary, you as the one that the people in your community will know as the executive director. They want to trust you. They want to see you. They want to hear from you. They want to know that you're an expert in the area in which you are serving, not just a program, not just a program director, but that you have the skills, that you have the knowledge, that you have the influence, right, to make a difference in your community with the help of your community. That's the amazing part of the type of business that we have an opportunity to run, that we get to work with the entire community. And that a community doesn't just involve our zip code or our state or our region, but there is no depth, there is no width, there is no area by which we cannot share and show the value of the work that we do. And when we do that well, we're able to then what? Expand our program, move our organization beyond the current scope of reach, and be able to help more people. All right. I hope that this was helpful, guys. I am Jennifer Yarbrough. I am your nonprofit expert, guys. I am here to help you not only start your nonprofit. Getting the piece of paper is not a magic wand, right? Once you've got that piece of paper, we've got to be able to build relationships with the people that would work alongside you, serve with you in every capacity from board to volunteers and others, right? And who can help you grow your business, grow your impact, grow your influence well beyond you, so that when you retire, that your organization will and have established a legacy that will continue. It starts with building a relationship. Guys, listen, I am a professional fundraiser and I offer an on demand fundraising training. It involves 5 videos. You get a video, 5 videos, right? All on fundraising, about making the ask. It's about even getting the first call. It's about the mindset of how do you put together your fundraising strategy. It's got me giving scripts, right? Talking to you about what to say and how to say it. In addition to that, you get handouts, right? You get handouts and you get the video replays, 5. Actually, you get a bonus 6, because also at the end of that, you get a one on one with me where I want to help make sure that you are clear about your strategy and plan, that the videos that you've watched, that you understand what to do next. All right. The amazing thing is that this training, each video that you get 5 videos. Each video is about 45 minutes to an hour. It's a very thorough video that goes into great detail. It explains each area, and it is yours, okay, to listen to go over and over again. And in addition to that, you get a one-on-one with me. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because if our organizations are going to grow beyond the piece of paper, beyond our passion, we've got to know how to make connections with our community, with individuals, with businesses. We've got to know how to initiate those connections, how to cultivate those connections, how to grow those connections, and how to leverage um, those connections so that we have donor loyalty. Our money comes from the community. And so the secret to knowing how to sustain our organization is really understanding the donor. All right. Guys, I want to help you. I want to serve you. I want to help make sure that you are doing this the correct way, that you're having fun in the process. I've been doing this work now for over 35 years, and I've helped organizations at all levels of startup to take their work to funders and donors and foundations successfully. Not only do I talk about this, guys, but I've worked in the nonprofit myself. I've been an executive director. I've trained and equipped thousands of organizational leaders nationally and internationally, and I would love to work with you. Just click the link. I'm going to put it in the comments below. It's also in the title. If you want this amazing on demand package, I created it on demand because people are like, well, Jen, what time is it? I've got Bible study, I've got work, I've got all these things. And I'm like, listen, we can take all that off the table. It's on demand. All you got to do is hit the link and watch it at your leisure. Take notes, and you're also going to get a handout. And then when we meet, any questions that you have about any part of your organization, I'm happy to address. All right. Listen, y'all, I hope that this was helpful. I want to say again, thank you so much for the work that you do. Thank you so much for your passion and your fervor for wanting to serve your community. And just know that right now, there are at least 1,000 people who are waiting and praying for a solution to their problems. And your mission is that solution. You are the solution. Your mission matters. So let's put together the right systems, the right plan, the right strategy, and let's get you equipped to grow your organization beyond the startup to sustainability. Listen, I believe that your organization can be fully funded. I believe that your organization can be fully funded. Do you believe it? Let's start with first making relationships that are lasting and loyal. And I want to show you exactly how to do that. All right, y'all. Have an amazing rest of your day and evening wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Feel free to go to my website, www.jdyarbrough.com. JD is in David.com. Feel free to get on my calendar at www.timewithjen, timewithjen.com. All right, y'all.